How to see stars, Aquarius and Pisces. Welcome back, and hi there to you if it's your first time here with us. This is Lesson 3, where we're learning to identify the star constellations of the fall season, Northern Hemisphere sky. In this lesson, we put our focus on the zodiac constellations of Aquarius and Pisces, and how to find them. Once again, we're putting our focus on that special area in the sky we call the real oracle or the real all-seeing eye. Nicknames we've given this special place in the sky for more than one reason. But to find it, as usual, we'll face due south and look up, as we've seen many times before in our previous lessons. You can check out those previous lessons here on our channel if you're new and get caught up. So starting with what we've already learned, during the month of November and heading now into the beginning of December, you will find Aquarius the water bearer and Pisces the two fishes, sharing the center stage spotlight near the special area of the cross of the north-south meridian line and the arc of the ecliptic, during the first 2 hours after sunset for stargazers looking up into the sky in the Northern Hemisphere. We're focusing on Aquarius and Pisces together, not only because of their location to each other, as you can see, but also because of their connection to one another in some ancient mythology as well. We're going to start out with Aquarius first. Wikipedia tells us that what we call Aquarius today, the ancient Babylonians called the god Ea, the ruler of the southernmost quarter of the sun's path. The way of Ea corresponding to the period of 45 days on either side of the winter solstice. So let's stop there and take a look at what the ancient Babylonians were talking about as we're looking at this image of the Northern Hemisphere, November sky, the first 2 hours after sunset here. We're looking at why this 45-day time period on each side of the winter solstice is the way of Ea, or the way of Aquarius. We're right in that time period, and it's because, as you can see, Aquarius is seen taking center stage here when the lights go down during this time of the year. So the 45-day period on either side of the winter solstice is tracking Aquarius's path along the arc of the ecliptic, rising in the east and setting in the west, where it will no longer be visible. Now, Aquarius was associated with water also in ancient Egyptian astronomy as well, where Aquarius was associated with the annual flooding of the Nile. In ancient Greek mythology, Aquarius is said to be the son of Prometheus, who built a ship with his wife to survive a flood. So we've got all this water and flood associations, and in some versions of the myth, Aquarius becomes Zeus's cupbearer, and the water from his cup in some versions is poured into the mouth of the Pisces fishes, the constellation you will find just to the east or to your right of where you see Aquarius. So notice that both Aquarius and Pisces, like other constellations that we've looked at before, have sea references. This is because, as we've also learned before, this area of the sky is often called the celestial sea as well. So, keeping on that same theme, we're going to look at Pisces next. Wikipedia tells us that Pisces is one of the earliest zodiac signs on record, going back to 2300 BC, found on an Egyptian coffin lid. In ancient Greek mythology, Pisces represents the two fishes and sometimes a shark. And we're definitely going to take a look at this symbolism in future pieces as well. In some versions of the myth, Pisces is Aphrodite and Eros, and that's symbolized with these fishes being tied together. They are the goddess and god associated with love in Greek mythology that are transformed into fishes to escape the monster Typhon, and many other versions associate Pisces specifically with the planet Venus. Now, in our private video series, we get much deeper into these connections and this symbolism and what practical application they have to all of us today. But for this beginner piece here, we're just getting introduced to Aquarius and Pisces. And now that you know a little bit about their backstories, more importantly, you want to be able to step outside your door on a clear November night in the Northern Hemisphere and take a look up above your head to find Aquarius and Pisces swimming in the celestial sea. And when you're looking for both of these constellations, you do want to keep in mind that although they are larger constellations that would make them more easy to find, they're full of dimmer stars. So my tip always is when you're doing your stargazing to find an area with low light pollution, but particularly when you're trying to identify constellations with a multitude of dimmer stars, finding a viewing area with low light pollution is going to be necessary in order to identify both Aquarius and Pisces in the sky. Some of the information in this piece comes from our book series Constellations by Campfire for the fall season, and our Constellations by Campfire for the winter season is now also available for you to continue your stargazing journey with us into the next season. We've also just released Moondays 2022. This is a book to teach you about the moon's phases and cycle, with monthly sky maps that track the moon's phases, and a Monday start of the week monthly planner included in it as well. So I encourage you to pick that up as well, because in future pieces we are going to add in tracking the moon and learning about the moon's phases as well in our alternative astronomy journey together. All the links are found down in the description or can be found by visiting our website, starsnearme.com. Until next time, stay lit and be well.